Hey friends, this is not a snow day. I am Kevin Ozar with my weekday daily video blog about how to get through what is not a snow day. It's not a one-time freebie vacation. It is indeed the way of things right now and potentially for our foreseeable future. It is day 48 of quarantine here in the state of Michigan. This is episode 34 and it's a little rainy, it's a little overcast, and it's easy when the weather is not great and the situation is not ideal to get a little bit down. So we're going to be talking a little bit in coming episodes about what to do when you're feeling down. And we're going to touch a little bit about that here today as well. So coming up next week, so today's the 30th, so May 5th. So it's Tuesday, May 5th. There is another Giving Tuesday. Now, Giving Tuesday is a tradition that popped up. I have done no research on this at all. But in my mind, the last 5 or 6 years, but I bet it's older than that, around the American secular, vaguely historical holiday of Thanksgiving in late November. And what it asks is that people who are feeling that thankfulness of bounty, of opportunity, of the kickoff of the semi-secular holiday season in the United States, is that they think of others. And there's many charities that have worked towards creating opportunity to, on a broad scale, especially using social media, increase their donations. So I don't know who needs to hear this, maybe you. A second Giving Tuesday now, is happening on the 5th. And so part of this episode today is to alert you that that's happening and to be on the lookout. The second way is how you can use that with your quarantine, with your crew, with the people you're home with, to talk about the act of generosity, the act of giving. And I think that's an apt or apropos topic today, because I think when we get down, we oftentimes look in. I feel sad. This isn't working for me. The weather here is crappy. The internet isn't working. My kids don't want to do this. The teachers are, it's really easy to take all these things that are coming at you and impacting the way that you feel, and then kind of seeing the whole world through this lens of what's being done to you. A way to oftentimes turn your mood is to look at what you can action on. What can I do? What can I influence? What can I take control over? Now, I know that the idea of giving is oftentimes perceived as coming from a place of privilege and of abundance, and that's not always the case. There's lots of ways that you can give, even if you are not feeling as fortunate as you might be, as your neighbors, or as you might have been once before. Simply the act of giving $1 or a retweet or talking about it, or working with the young people in your house to talk about your values. What is it that you think is a worthy cause? Do you give to an animal rescue that takes care of the feral dogs and abandoned animals in your city? Detroit has a couple of great ones of those that I have friends who donate to. I'm lucky enough to work with and sit on the board of a charity called Friends of Kenyan Orphans that my parents founded. And I do work with them. And so that's where our family kind of values giving time and giving attention, and also in some cases giving donations. Is there a political issue that is meaningful to you around regulation or non-regulation, around choice or something else? What's important to you, and how does that translate into action? And what action can you take to advocate? And do you donate money? And do your kids or your friends and family know about that? Have you lived those values with action and also proudly? And so I wanted to alert you that Giving Tuesday is coming up, and there are tons and tons and tons of great organizations that could really use it. I have people doing stuff for St. Jude's, people who are trying to find out ways to raise awareness. This is the very last day of Autism Awareness Month. And a lot of these charities aren't able to fundraise the way they normally do because of normal life is no longer happening. So there's some great opportunities where you may have been involved in a 5K, or you may have bought a particular product that gives a little bit something that this is really going to be a time for them to kind of shine. So we're looking at social media for that opportunity, and the opportunity to communicate it, that this is important to you, that this is something that you value with time, or you value with dollars, or you value with attention. And by doing that, you kind of talk about values in a real way in your house, and maybe pass them on, or allow your children or partners or whoever else is in your house to learn about them. And it helps spin that mood a little bit, because you're taking positive action out in the world. It takes your focus away from your own negative, and to give and to contribute. It's biology. It fires up your dopamine centers. You feel good. You feel like you're taking control, that you're part of it, and it might spin your mood a little bit. So, Giving Tuesday coming up. I didn't want to do this episode on Tuesday. I feel like that's not enough warning. I didn't want to do it on Monday because I thought, does that give you enough time? So maybe you can warm up to it. Maybe you can sit with a computer and go online and donate, and have a smaller friend click that donate button, or have them understand how it all works. So it gives you some lead time to do that. Really appreciated all your comments, all your suggestions. Please continue to subscribe down below so you know when the new videos come out. You can be the first to like or comment on them. Please share these if these are important to you. If you work with a charitable organization, you want to share this as part of the reason for Giving Tuesday and what we get out of Giving Tuesday, share away. I'm happy to help in any way that I can for any of the organizations that are important to me, that I support, and for whatever's important to you. Please take that action, because action makes us feel good. Our mood often follows our action. Have a great day. Do your best. Take care. Wash your hands. Love yourself. Love the people around you. And this is not a snow day, so let's not treat it like something to get through. Let's make it what we want it to be.